Yo, what is good, Knicks Nation? It's your boy Richie from Knicks Media, and today I want to give you guys my thoughts of the New York Knicks preseason. The regular season's right around the corner. Wednesday night, the New York Knicks host the Boston Celtics at Madison Square Garden when these games begin to count. Now, the Knicks, they go 1-3 in the preseason, but there are some things we can take away heading into the regular season. I am so excited for Knicks basketball to finally officially be back next freaking week. Guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to like the video if you guys enjoy. More importantly, comment down below your thoughts and your biggest takeaways from the New York Knicks, what you took away from the most from the 4 preseason games. Again, they are 1-3 in the preseason, but there are some positives to take away that there should be momentum heading into the season. Now, first thing I want to break down is definitely the rotations for these New York Knicks, something that I was really curious to see if Tom Thibodeau is going to switch things around with the departure of Obi Toppin with the addition of Donte DiVincenzo. We saw against the Washington Wizards, I mean, that wasn't a fun game to watch from the defensive standpoint. Jordan Poole went absolutely crazy on the New York Knicks, which really was frustrating to watch. 41 points in 27 minutes for Jordan Poole in the preseason finale for the New York Knicks on Wednesday night. But I feel like that was the game where we can get a good idea of where the rotations stand with Tom Thibodeau heading into the regular season. Now, Emmanuel quickly was not playing in this game, but you still get a good idea of what to expect. And it's pretty much what I expected personally heading into the season. So the starting 5 is the starting 5 we all expected. Jalen Brunson, Quentin Grimes, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson as the starting 5. But the bench unit was what I was really curious to see. And it seems like the bench is going to be Emmanuel Quickley, Donte DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, and Isaiah Hartenstein as the 4 off the bench, and it's going to be RJ Barrett playing with the bench unit more often than not, starting off the second quarter and in the third quarter as well. We know that Tom Thibodeau loves when RJ Barrett is on the court with the bench. He's usually the first player to head to the bench in the first quarter, so he gets some rest, and then when Randle and Brunson and Mitchell Robinson and Grimes head to the bench, it's going to be RJ Barrett rolling with those guys in the bench players, and I think that's a really fun unit to see how they play together. Now, we saw Deuce McBride roll with the bench unit on Wednesday night because, again, Emmanuel Quickley was not playing in that game, and Deuce McBride's going to be that next man up behind Emmanuel Quickley as that guard spot. You can say a third stringer, if you will. So really curious to hear your guys' thoughts of that 9-man rotation. Do you expect these Knicks to be able to defend? Because we all know that the Tom Thibodeau-led New York Knicks is a defensive-minded unit, and we did not really play good defense. Giving up 131 points is inexcusable on your home floor. I know it's preseason, and I'm not really going to take it seriously because it's the preseason, but the last thing we need this Knicks team to do is show lackluster defense, especially on the perimeter against opponents like the Boston Celtics on the first game of the season. So that's my biggest takeaway is the rotation seems to be set in stone. Off the bench, I'm really excited to see that bench unit because I think that's going to be the X factor for this Knicks team. Donte DiVincenzo off the bench is something that's going to be a different dimension, a three-point shooter that's going to light it up, hopefully, that we saw him do for Golden State. We saw him do that for Milwaukee. You depart from Obi Toppin, and Obi Toppin was so fun off the bench because he brought a different pace to the game, and now instead of Obi, you're bringing in Donte DiVincenzo, and the Knicks going a little more small ball with Josh Hart and RJ Barrett with Isaiah Hartenstein, so you can stretch the floor. You're going to have Emmanuel Quickley rolling, most of the balls as a point guard there, but I do feel like the Villanova boys of DiVincenzo and Josh Hart's going to be able to really keep that glue together on the bench unit. Now, getting into the star of these Knicks is definitely Jalen Brunson. He's coming off a really bad game Wednesday night against the Washington Wizards, but I'm not too concerned about that at all. I think this is the time where Jalen Brunson really ascends as a Knicks star. We saw what he did last year, just getting better and better as the season goes on. The second half of the season, he was putting up ridiculous numbers. In the playoffs, he did what he did, and I think this is the year where he really, establishes himself as an all-star. He should make the all-star team this season for the New York Knicks if he gets off to the high start that we all expect him to. Highly efficient, spreading the ball around. Another year in the system with Tom Thibodeau, another year getting familiar with his teammates. You add Donte DiVincenzo, who is his best friend off the court, so they're going to have chemistry when they roll together on the court, which they will, I promise you that. And I feel like Jalen Brunson is probably the biggest, glue and the star, and he's becoming the face of these New York Knicks. Now, Julius Randle, he's coming off a good game to finish off the preseason. 20 points, 10 rebounds for Julius Randle in 29 minutes. I really like what I'm seeing from Randle this year. His haircut's kind of throwing me off because I'm not used to short hair Randle being able to hit threes, because when we brought in Randle his first year, that was his haircut, and he wasn't shooting threes at that time, but I just thought that was funny, something I noticed. But listen, man, Julius Randle, this is a season where he needs to show that he is a consistent player, and I know what every Knicks fan's going to say. we don't care what Julius Randle does in the regular season. Can he show it in the postseason? Because he needs to be able to step up when it matters the most. And hey, we got to get through 82 regular season games. So I'm looking at Julius to be able to put up that efficient 24, 10, and 5 season like he has been doing. And I feel like with Jalen Brunson kind of becoming the focal point, Randle can become that second option to really take the pressure off of him. Another big season for RJ Barrett looms. Can he find his consistency as a scorer? You know, we saw some promising signs from RJ Barrett late in the game against the Wizards. I know that the efficiency and the consistency is always going to hang over the head of RJ Barrett, and I'm curious to see if he's going to be able to find that rhythm and not have those slump games that we've seen him do more often than not. And then Quentin Grimes, definitely my biggest upside, if you will, for the Knicks this season in that starting lineup, right? He's putting the ball on the floor. He seems more confident. He's not just a 3-and-D type of player. He can actually, put the ball on the floor, become a 3-level scorer. And if Quentin Grimes can do that, watch out. This offense is going to be fun to watch. And, of course, Mitchell Robinson, being the absolute dog that he is in the paint, being one of the best offensive rebounders in the league. And I think that that's going to really separate the Knicks this season. If Mitchell Robinson can get the Knicks second chance opportunities, that is going to help out this offense so much. You see the Knicks just flip up the ball into the paint, onto the rim, just because they know Mitchell Robinson is going to be there to clean it up if it does not go in, which is something that is a really big weapon for these New York Knicks. So the starting five, I really am confident. I think that they are going to get the job done. But again, the defense is going to be the nut and bolts of this New York Knicks team, 110%. And the three-point shooting, we saw the Knicks last year with Tom Thibodeau kind of evolve to the modern-day NBA, shoot a lot of volume from threes, and I do not expect that to change. I think it's going to actually increase. I think the Knicks are going to continue to shoot the ball at a high clip in terms of volume. It's up to them to be able to hit the shots. But when it comes to the defense, they got to be able to rotate on the perimeter, stay tight-knit. And you talk about the continuity factor with Tom Thibodeau. We are in a, year 4 or 5 with Tom Thibodeau. You got to be able to, this has to be the best defensive season for these Knicks, because that's what Tom Thibodeau's known for, and we got to be able to tighten it up, protect the paint, protect the perimeter, and win games by forcing turnovers and capitalizing on those turnovers and play fast and play free. And the last point I do want to mention is something that Tom Thibodeau's always preached since he got here, is playing selflessness. Don't play selfish basketball. Play selfless basketball. Play with one another. Make sure that you make the extra pass and be a team that has fluid ball movement. Don't rely on ISO ball with Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle doing the high pick and roll stuff. They got to be able to play free, and I think the Knicks have the personnel to do that, and I'm really, really excited to see what these Knicks do. I have high expectations for the Knicks. I know that their win totals like at 45. I think they're going to excel that. I really genuinely believe that this is going to be one of the better Knicks seasons that we've seen in a long time. That's my expectations for these Knicks. What's your expectations for these Knicks? Let me know down below in the description, guys, in the comment section. These are my preseason takeaways. Let me know yours down below in the comments. Hit that like button, and let's go Knicks as always. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.